hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Iron Fork of Friday. My name is James T. Kirk. I am the head leader, founder, big man in charge of Cake. And the Iron Fork is a cake event, as I'm sure you know.
So I just realized my headphone cable came unplugged. That was embarrassing.
Don't worry, I covered. I
Thank
covered
you.
for you. Picked up the slack.
Iron Fork time.
Got you back.
This is a special one. I'm sure. Or Kirk, did you just explain why it's so freaking special?
Did I honestly, I don't remember. I sort of panicked and was like, I have to say something. There's dead air. This is bad. If I didn't, then this, my dear friends on the Twitch stream, is the exact day, it happened to land on a Friday because, well, good things happen, is the exact date at which Cake was officially founded as a clan, meaning that today is Cake's birthday.
Happy birthday!
Woo! Happy birthday, Twitch stream. Happy birthday, Guns of Icarus players. Happy birthday, lobby. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday.
This is a very big day.
Yes.
I mean, a full year. Now, to give people an idea, as you we just had a little bit of a meeting in the Mumble, and you had a little bit of a speech. Cake was originally kind of a joke idea.
Yes, it was. It was, me and one of my friends at that time, Colin. He's since stopped playing. Colin, rest in peace. We'll forever miss you. But no, he's fine. He just doesn't play the game anymore. But yeah, me and him were pretty good buddies. We're just playing around in the game, and the joke between us at the time happened to be a ship build of his called the Birthday Cake, which was a junker made entirely of flamers and banshees, and we were having fun on that. And that just happened to be the time, 1 year ago today, that they released 1.3.0 is, I believe, the number of the patch. And that introduced, among things such as the Mobula and the Mine Launcher, but also the first, sort of beginnings of an in-game clan system, which is, oh, there goes the lobby, nice and full. The in-game beginnings of a clan system, which at that point was just the tag, where you go up into your name section and you could just put on a clan tag. There was no regulations or anything on it like there is now. And as everyone was, new patch comes out, all sorts of excitement. Everyone's in global chat, chatting around, having a good time. Cullen says, "Hey Kirk," and I go, "What's up, Cullen?" And he says, "It has begun." And he's changed his clan tag to Cake, and I'm like, "Aha, that's hilarious!" I changed my clan tag to Cake. And we're having a good time in the game, flying around with all sorts of flame builds and flame ships, and we're laughing, and people are like, "Can we join your clan?" And we're like, "Is that what we are now?" So a couple days later, this is the date we mark. The official is the nice date in form that we have of the opening of the Cake thread. So, and that is today, the 11th.
Well, happy birthday, Cake.
Happy birthday.
We've come a long way. I only joined relatively recently. Balana's been trying to snare me in for the last half a year.
we're an adamant group of people.
And as I'm sure you know, Kirk, she usually gets her way.
Oh, she always gets her way. I had to pull supreme leader supremacy on her once, I believe, during the Anvilin conflict, when we had an exact tie as to which side we would be playing for. I pulled supreme authority over Balana and said, "No, we are fighting for this team." And I never heard the end of that one.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, there's been a lot of... Oh, go ahead.
Balana, of course, the head of the competitive side of things for us. Again, I'm a pretty fresh Cake still. I'm pretty freshly baked, I might say. We're getting started here. Again, this is the Iron Fork of Friday special birthday edition.
Woo!
No Silver Alchemic. I am not actually getting into the game. People are trying to switch with me. No, I'm sitting back here. Thank you, though.
Testing.
If you do want to get in game, the password is tiramisu, and it is a public event that you can all get in on. Completely public, open, and available. We enjoy you guys being over here at twitch.tv/The Rob and Dan Show. We would also appreciate you if you went over to our live page at robanddan.tv/live. We're trying to continue to stress test it as we move forward and use that as our primary source of streaming. It's just like the Twitch page. except it has some fancy backgrounds and less clutter and a little cleaner, crisper look to it.
Also, if I remember correctly, last time I was over there, the galleon you have on the side has a very interesting loadout on his port side. I think it's like Flamer Hwacha Heavy Flak.
I have to check this now.
I noticed that and I was like, that is quite an interesting setup you guys have over there. I don't. It might be a lumberjack, but I remember it was one long range weapon, one close range weapon, and one medium range weapon. I was like, well, I guess you got your bases covered.
Yeah, we do.
Ladies and gentlemen, we do not recommend this build.
We recommend some pretty strange builds. Let's be honest.
That's true. We have a very, very strange one currently in the works, don't we, Dan?
Yeah, the Melon's actually flying for the most part, except he's renamed it the Dentist's Inferno. Why is he named it the Dentist's Inferno?
Melon has a thing with dentists. I don't know what it is. I've known Melon for quite some time, and I still don't get it.
Wow. Alrighty. I don't even know. We have a lot of cakes flying today, and we have a lot of fire that's going to be happening.
Absolutely.
As a birthday edition of the Iron Fork should have. Fire is going to be everywhere. We're starting out with a canyon ambush, and of course, if we see a desert scrap, we will grab it ASAP.
Scraps are fun.
Desert scrap today is going to be insane.
Oh my gosh, the mines, the flamers, the flares, oh gosh.
I wouldn't be shocked if we had some incendiary mines this time around.
Oh, incendiary mines are so brutal.
Like why is the entire ship have 20 stacks? Why?
Oh man.
It's hilarious. But back to what we were talking about. There's a build we've been working on for the last few months here called, and this is what we call the Inferno build. Now, Kirk, you actually, I may have put a lot of the time and math into it, but I think you actually understand it better than me at this point. So could you explain it?
Yeah, easy enough. Essentially this is Dan did all of like the theory testing and the research and all of that and the R&D, if you will. Sorry, I apologize for that one. Yeah, and he did all the pencil work, and then he approached me one day and said, Kirk, I've been having this idea and I'd like to test it out. And we're getting in match.
Oh my God!
I'll explain in between next lobbies to keep you around.
We'll keep it moving.
This is what is this? What is this map?
This is Canyon Ambush. The map is Canyon Ambush. First game of the Iron Fork of Friday, this July 11th, 2014.
Special birthday edition.
Yeah, if you enjoy these, make sure you check out our YouTube page, youtube.com/The Rob and Dan Show. See archives of tons of the Iron Forks. We have a playlist set up just for such an occasion, as well as tons of different matches from the Hephaestus Challenge and other games.
Yeah, if you've got an entire day to just blow, you can watch all of the Iron Forks almost ever. Unfortunately, a couple of them were lost, but
yeah, we're still trying to find exactly where they are. We do have ship loadouts for you. First one is, which one is this? There it is, the birthday cake.
Oh no! Oh my gosh! Oh, I wish it was a Flame Banshee Junker. But go on.
We have 4 flamers on there and a Hades.
Oh, that's wonderful.
4 flamers on a Mobula and a Hades. We also have the Constantinople. It's not Istanbul, piloted by Halia Farron. Flamer on the front. It is a squid. Banshee on the side and a mine launcher on the back. And the HMS Spark of Fire, piloted by Doodlehog. On the left-hand side, 2 flamers. On the front, we got a flamer. And on the right-hand side, we got flamers.
5 flamer junker. All right, for the blue team. Firstly, we have the Firefly, which is very similar, if not near identical to that other Mobula. 4 flamers. 5 flamers. 5 flamers again. Flamers. All flamers. The Dentist's Inferno, which is Hades Flamer on the front with a Banshee Flare to complement. And to bring it all home, the Queen's Verdict, which it has Hades on the side, a flare gun on the back, and while it does have a double Hwacha and double Carronade port and starboard, respectively, there is lots of exclusively incendiary rounds on this build. So we're bringing the fire home.
Wow, I want to see incendiary Hwacha.
Actually, it sets a lot of fire stacks on the hull and can finish the burning off.
Yeah. So we have many different pronunciations of Fox's name going on in chat right now. Of course, Fox, sometimes his name is pronounced Q-Fox-P or Q-Fox-P, as Sammy from the Ducks likes to toss it out there. Oh my goodness. Now it's Quiffler-Exp?
Quirflefurks?
Quirflefurps. I don't. Apparently, I don't speak this language that's going on. We do have an engagement possibility here shortly. Dentist Inferno is coming up behind where the spark of fire is at, but I'm not actually sure they're going to see each other anytime soon.
Yeah, I think he's probably going to turn left. No, he's turning right, so he will be finding them. But he is very far ahead of his, his blue allies. So he might be caught in a 3v1 situation if he can't.
It looks like he's actually ignoring the opportunity. He is waiting for his allies, which is a smart choice in this situation. While we have a moment, though, the Dentist Inferno, the ship that Melon and Oracle are both on. I see you over there, Oracle. Normally he casts with us, but he was kind of take a break so we can get Kirk on here. The Inferno build, we started talking about it. So the numbers are structured as such. Between Lesmok Flamer and Incendiary Hades, there exists about 120 meters of butter zone between the end of the Flamer and where the arming time of the Hades begins, rather. So, in that butter zone, armor evaporates.
Yes,
it ceases to exist.
You've got two very powerful fire weapons who are designed for very different ranges, but you're using them. You're using the ammo types to sort of adjust the numbers so that they do overlap. And it works very similar to the Carronade Flamer build in the sense of it's breaking things and setting them on fire. But the Hades, of course, is a fire weapon, so you're setting even more fires, and you're putting Incendiary in it, so you're starting even more fires. So very quickly, a ship becomes overwhelmed with fires from the Flamethrower, which is the pinnacle of fire weapons, and the Hades, which is a close second, I would say. And unless you are an absolute master with your chem cycles, your hull is still going to drop, and then you will get fire sacks on that hull, and then as you're repairing that hull, your chem cycles will fail on everything else, and then they will catch on fire to the point where you're just locked down, sort of like I've made the comparison to it's like a Hwacha, where just everything is done, but there is there's a reload time, but it's nowhere near 15 seconds. No. And then on the side, the Dentist Inferno here has a Banshee because all fire weapons. But whenever I run this build, I put a flak gun. And as soon as that hull goes down, you sort of don't point the nose directly at. And when that hull goes down, you spin that flak to get engaging. There we go. All righty. First game, we'll go into additional details here later on in the day because it's such an exciting build to talk about. And it's so close to completion. It's just, I am all sorts of excited. Constantinople is moving in. Dentist Inferno and Firefly both ripping it to shreds. Constantinople impact bumpers are up. Rob, we're getting a ton of audio from your end. Is that Rob's end? Yeah, that's Rob. Rob, we need you to turn that off, please. At least from what we're getting. Oh yeah, really yeah. Rob's not showing up on this, so it's just us being all distracted by it. Anyway, while Dan and I talk about things that you guys can't even hear, lots of fires everywhere. Look at that. A little overlay. There's just fires absolutely everywhere. Constantinople is very quickly going down, but the Dentist Inferno is not in good. Oh, there's just too much to pay attention to it all. Queen's Verdict. Oh my God. I don't even know anymore. I'm an information overload. There are 3 separate engagements where there's a lot of things going on in each of them. The birthday cake is very quickly losing to the Dentist Inferno, but the Dentist Inferno has no forward explosive weapons, but there is terrain, which will finish them off. That Hades too would have come in and helped finish them off. All Melon would have to do is pull back just a little bit, and he would have been perfect and perfectly in arc. Dentist Inferno coming to assist with the Spark of Fire. One thing that we know about the Inferno build is that it can be very effective against Junkers because of a lack of agility on their part. It's really easy to keep in a dead zone for the Junker, sit right behind them with this build and rip them to shreds and lock them down, which we just saw, plus the Queen's Verdict getting a bit of a butt ram going on that. Gotta love those Galleon butt rams. Yeah. Meanwhile, we're seeing a little bit of a struggle between the Constantinople and the Firefly. Firefly can't quite get things under control, and neither can the Constantinople, although it looks like Constantinople doing a much better job
Galleon just went down 2-0 in favor of the blue team so far. Looks like they've had just a slight advantage moving forward in this very, very fiery start to Canyon Ambush.
Yeah, I mean, Constantinople's either got to finish this Mobula and get out of there. Birthday Cake is coming in to assist the Constantinople on the Firefly. I don't think they're going to be surviving too much longer. Their balloon is down, their hull is down, they're a Mobula. They're not exactly tanky. Yeah, they're going to wedge themselves here into this canyon. I do not see a high life expectancy on that Mobula.
It's not happening. We're seeing the Banshee coming out. Flamer should start back up here in a moment. There it is. Gets a perfect cross-section of that Mobula stack, hitting almost every component on there. But Dentist Inferno moving in, not too happy with what just happened. Birthday Cake, though, getting some really good shots off on it, actually. Dentist Inferno getting forced backwards.
But here comes the Queen Verdict, which that squid does not see, but he sees now. Oh, a heavy ram. Oh, man. And it does not look like the Queen's Verdict is going to stop that assault on the squid anytime soon. Carronades are going out. Oh, they're just going to cruise on by. They're just going to cruise on by, leave that.
They're just like, we are going to go straight through everyone, and we don't care.
Beep, beep, here we come. Spark of Fire has lost its hull. Its balloon is coming back up. They do have impact bumpers, and it does not look like anything has arcs on them right now, so they're going to avoid too much permanent hull damage. However, the Queen's Verdict is, I think it's a little high for those Carronades right now. Nope, it looks like it can nick the top. No, not quite. They're spinning
I would be shocked.
Oh, they're not going to make it out of that. Oh, Dentist Inferno, though, might be putting himself between the Galleon and that wall, and he's getting a lot of damage from the Birthday Cake. The hull is just getting up now, but here comes Hades.
This is very fiery so far. 3-1 in favor of the blue team as it stands. Birthday Cake getting a lot of fire on the Dentist Inferno. Constantinople trying to stay alive against that Galleon, but those Carronades are going to do a very good job of ripping it apart.
Yeah, Queen's Verdict has get those chem spray cycles going on those bottom guns. And there goes the squid.
There goes the squid. 4-1. Ouch. But Birthday Cake actually has a really good arc on the Queen's Verdict.
Yeah, but those chem sprays, yeah, they're not going to help it. Here come the Carronades coming around to just, rip that Mobile apart. As soon as the damage starts coming in, you start losing engineers to go to that balloon and that hole. And then you start losing guns.
Firefly assisting, not a good situation.
And there goes the Birthday Cake. The Spark of Fire is now moving into a 3v1. I would back out if I was him. It does not look like he's heeding the advice that he cannot hear from me, and he is charging right on the Queen's Verdict.
Why doesn't he listen to you?
No one ever listens to me but you, Dan. And he's going to try.
That explains a lot.
He's going to try to ram the Galleon, but Dentist Inferno is going to ram him in between. Sandwich. Nice. Absolutely sandwich, and that junker just evaporated. That was a very good move by Melon.
That was a delicious cake-filled sandwich.
Like one of those little, when you buy at the store, it's got like the ice cream. It's delicious.
Oh, fantastic. Now I'm hungry again. Constantinople getting burned something fierce by the Firefly.
Queen's Verdict, however, loses armor, but there's nothing explosive to really help it out. The Constantinople's getting cut around. Are we getting another sandwich? I'm hungry. Delicious.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Double melon sandwich.
Melon is a delightful maker of sandwiches. Wow, I didn't know that about him.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, happy birthday, everyone. Good job by all parties. 7-1, favor the blue team. We're going to move on to the next game. Next game, we will see exactly what maps we have to offer. Again, if you want to be a part of this, you can join the game right now. Tiramisu is the password. You can also ask Jacob for it in game, and he'd happily give it to you. We thank you, though, for joining us. Most likely you can't get in. It is a very exciting event that we have every single weekend. It can be hard to get into it.
Yeah, you got to watch that password stream like a hawk. However, if you do really want to get into Iron Forks, the best option would probably be joining Cake, because Cake members do get priority seating, so to speak. We come in a lobby beforehand. The password is handed out to the Cakes before, so we can all get in and get situated. So, obviously don't just join the Cake so you can play the Iron Fork once and then quit. But, if Cake is already sort of appealing to you and, the Iron Fork looks like a lot of fun, it is an event, it was originally designed for Cakes to meet other Cakes. So, and we're making sure that stays set. Fresh Cakes do get in before the masses.
It's such a fun. It's such a fun event too. Not
Oh
only is
yes.
it built to have fun with other cakes, it's also a time for new and perspective cakes to get in
Mhm.
to get a little more community awareness going on, and to get some people who don't normally fly competitive or fly semi-competitive to get into a situation that might just be that big stepping stone to a competitive scene. The Iron
Oh.
Fork isn't competitive, but it can be close.
Yeah, I mean it's not competitive, but it's organized. There's some big names and big numbers in here, obviously.
Mhm.
So you have experienced players duking it out amongst themselves, but usually not in teams they're used to, players they're particularly practiced with. But they do bring their individual skills to the thing, and it shows. It's more than a pub, but less than a full-on competitive event.
Absolutely. Melon has switched over to the Queen's Oven, so we don't have the Inferno build here anymore. But I did want to finish up the discussion on it. One big problem, and I think you, Kirk, will identify with this, that especially with Double Flamer or Kara Flamer, that you just don't have a great opportunity to break the chem cycles. Yeah,
Yes.
with Kara Flamer, you get a balloon pop, but you only have one flame device on the ship in the first place, which it's hard to keep those stacks rolling. So a big plus for the Inferno build is it's not all fire damage, but both the Hades and the
Excuse me.
Flamer they can ignite.
Yes. Yes. I mean, and the one major weakness is, unfortunately, when we started this build, we did use a Banshee, which did have a trifecta amongst the three, a very tiny trifecta, mind you, but one that did exist. We switched it over recently for the Flak because the Banshee was, also supposed to be providing fire suppression, but the engineer was doing engineer things, and it was only when the hull was going down. Therefore, we did switch to a Flak. And what we're doing is, usually when you do a Piri, you point straight on, so both of those guns can get their maximum arcs. When you fly Inferno, you actually point it slightly off to the right, so more of your left side of the ship is showing. So you have less of a turn to make when you see that hull drop, or when you're as experienced pilot as I am, the hull is about to drop, and you spin the ship so that the Flamer is still getting arcs. Unfortunately, the Hades loses arcs, but the hull's about to drop anyway. You unload that Flak, and you either get the kill or they get their whole armor back up, and you spin back the Hades, and you just sort of play like a little ballet, and it's a lot of fun as a pilot. It really is.
It really is. The great part about it is, as a Hades gunner myself, I know that before we even get into Flamer range, I can have 2 clips on something. I can have 2 clips out of Hades ammo, whether it's Lesmach or burst. I each take either burst or charge depending upon exactly how we're organizing things. And I'm already starting to break those chem cycles because the Hades, even though it does do fire damage, it's also doing non-fire damage that's able to pierce through the chem sprays that are going on and start to break those components, forcing the enemy team to consider whether they want to keep the chem sprays going, or if they want to actually try and get things repaired. And that singular question, the engineers forced to make that decision, is the beginning of the break of a chem cycle. Even on a competitive ship, that's where the break starts.
Yeah, and I mean that the longer you think to mull about, do I want to use a chem spray, or do I want to slip a mallet in here, or maybe just a spanner? As the engineer is thinking that, they're broken from their their usual their routine, their rhythm, and that sort of drops off. A huge thing about engineering is getting your rhythm down. So as you have to start making decisions, that's putting a damper at least in your rhythm, and slowing down, even if just by fractions of a second, your maximum, repair efficiency, which, could mean the difference between life and death. And often means death.
Yes. And again, it's so much fun. I don't pilot. I sit on the Hades, but I love it. I love flying on this because
I also love it. And Maddie, our main engineer, also loves it.
Because she gets to shoot the Flak.
Woo!
She loves it. She gets to have the kills. But also, I've noticed that the incendiary Hades, if I rapid fire that trigger into someone, it's doing a lot of armor and hull damage.
Yeah, I mean,
it's doing a lot.
It's no flak gun, but yeah, if you empty the majority of a flat clip, and you see by for all of you who are unaware, a ship, when it starts receiving permanent hull damage, the actual figure of the ship, the art of the ship changes. The most obvious, of course, being the nose on the Promethean starts to break. So, as you play the game more and more, you sort of, get to know the different phases of a ship and when it's almost dead. And at that point, you can just keep the Hades on it when that hull drops, and you can put down that last. I mean, I don't know how much. I would say anywhere between, a quarter of the hull all the way up to maybe even a third on some of the lighter ships.
It's noticeable. It's very noticeable. And whether you're loading Incendiary Hades, which by my math, for some shouldn't do as much hull damage as it does, but it does.
One of those things like the math says this, but my feels say this.
I like the math says it shouldn't necessarily be doing any more hull damage than a charged round should.
Mm-hmm.
But based on my observation, it does. It does a lot more consistent damage than a charged round.
Well, as we once again put our latest topic of hype and
I'm so excited to finally see this build coming to fruition.
Gosh, every third person we bring onto that flamethrower is like, I really like this build. It's like, yeah, we do too.
There's a reason.
Yeah, again, another special shout out to Maddie, who is our main engineer our designated main engineer on the build.
Maddie, we love you.
Woo, heart.
We're getting to Northern Fjords here as we stop fanboying over cake stuff. Northern Fjords, very large map, very open. Usually devolves into sniper matches, but not today.
Iron Fork, baby.
Nope. We're going to see two teams crash against each other as we get into the skies. We will go ahead and start loadouts here very shortly.
Are you not loaded in? I'll take the red team. I'm already loaded.
You'll take it. Okay.
All right. So red team, number 1, we have the VSS Abdicative, piloted by Muse Jacob, which is a lumberfish with double flamer sides. Secondly, we have the VSS Alexandria, piloted by Halia, once again. And we've got a Carronade Hwacha mortar port side and a Carronade Hwacha starboard side with another mortar on the back. And finally, we have the Orange Meat Stick, piloted by Orangey, which is a Hwacha Spire with a Hades front, a flamer on the left side, and another flamer on the right side.
He started to take after Graphic Sturdy, and it's worrying me. For the VSS Mummy, the blue team, it's a Pyramidion flown by Acronymus. Hades Artemis on the front with Flamer Mine Launcher on the side for support. We have the Queen's Oven, Melon McCrabbernathy's classic Junker on the left-hand side. Flamer, Hades and Banshee, rather. On the front, we have, what is that? It's another Banshee. And on the right-hand side, we have Flamer Mine Launcher for your Brawl side. And then, the HMS Spark of Fire. It's a Spire, piloted by Doodlehog. It's a Hwacha Spire with GAT. What is that? That's a Flamer and a Merc, of all things, on it. We have combat. We do have combat. The Mummy is getting eaten alive.
The Mummy has moved in on the meat stick, saw that Spire, saw that easy kill, but the meat stick has outmaneuvered it, put itself behind a little bit of hard cover, and of course, gotten the Mummy into at least a 2v1. That Hwacha's gonna finish them off!
That was gorgeous.
The Queen's Oven coming in to attempt to assist that theory, but it is dead now. And the Queen's Oven is the one in a 2v1.
You don't underestimate Orangey in any way, shape, or form. He is a frightening pilot.
But it looks like that Flamer is getting the best of him. That Banshee just runs out of ammo before the final thing is that Hwacha is chem sprayed, or at least heat sinked or something. Did it go down?
Queen's Oven did.
Doesn't matter. They are. Wow, they got that hole up quick.
Boy.
The Melon is in army distance of that lumberjack, so that goldfish is not too much of a threat unless he gets too close and Jacob spins one of those flamers on him.
Jacob.
Orange Meat Stick is just inches away. Inches away.
Meanwhile, the Alexandria they get gatted apart.
That Spark of Fire, yeah. Those
Spark of Fire gats them apart.
Spires, so many light guns, so many heavy guns focusing on the same target. Also, so little hull and so little armor that they're usually the first target. Not only because they're an easy kill, but they are a serious threat if left unmolested.
Orangey did disconnect there for a moment. Orange Meat Stick looks like it was still moving backwards at the time. It looks like that was Orangey's plan, so not actually a huge issue there. Looks like blue team is focusing on that Spire pretty hard. They see how damaged that armor is by the less than stellar look of it.
But they are absolutely tanking that hull. I mean, you saw how quickly that came back up. That was down for, they've got so little armor left, and maybe this time not quite enough. And we are now, that Spark of Fire, however, has its back to the Alexandria, which is not engaging it. Yes, it is engaging it. And of course, the Abdicate of the Spark of Fire is between a rock and a hard place and 2 airships while he's at it. And, you know, his balloon is down. His hull is looking all right, but you've got a Lumberjack, Carronade, and you're sort of out of range of the Carronade and Watch of the Alexandria, but you still have to deal with Jacob and his Goldfish.
The orange meat stick just spawns back in. He is turning. Looks like he's going to go straight for the Queen's Oven. We should see him rising up here shortly. Oh, no. He's going for the Spark of Fire.
Dun, dun,
I don't think... Can Orangey make it through here? No.
No, he can't. Too tall.
Good job, Orangey. You're not flying a junker.
And the VSS Mummy's moving in on the Alexandria. Alexandria does not have that side of his ship chem sprayed, but the Mummy, do they have a flamethrower somewhere? They do not. So, you know, they won't be able to take full advantage of that. However, the Abdicative is kind of sort of in... No, though Queen's Oven is the one in the 2v1. I was going to say kind of in a 2v1, but no, it's the Queen's Oven who is in trouble. He's got a Lumberjack, and the Meat Stick's main weapon is, I forgot already, a Hwacha. So, you know...
Queen's Oven's going to bounce here pretty fierce. They're going to lose just a little bit of armor, not too bad. Jacob, though, moving in for a squish on the Queen's Oven, bounces them down, but didn't do nearly as much as he wanted to, I think.
But the Meat Stick is in flamer range. I don't know if they're waiting for that hull drop for that Watcher, if it's just not in arcs, but the Queen's Oven is definitely in trouble now. Got 2 airships on him. That Spire is bearing down. There's nothing he can do. A lot of flamer. Watcher will be coming any second now.
There it is.
Look at that. I'm clairvoyant.
You knew it. Queen's Oven in a very bad way right now. They've lost 2 of their engines still. They cannot get those things up.
And there goes the balloon. Hull will be short after. They got a lot of flamethrowers on them. And no explosives, but that flamer is doing quite a bit of damage to that permanent hull. I do not think they're going to survive another hull drop.
Queen's Oven is just, they have no options left. They just barely get their balloon back up, but it's going down again.
But as the Queen's Oven is on a 2v1, the Alexandria is also in a 2v1 where they are just getting Hwacha'd something fierce. The Mummy's coming in for a ram and accidentally rams their own Spire. You know, causing a lot of that damage to just, you know, all that momentum to go into an ally, which, you know, doesn't do any damage.
That's no bueno. We don't want that.
No,
it looks like the Mummy is mining the Spire.
I don't know. All I know is that Alexandria does go down before the Queen's Oven, but the Queen's Oven is not going to be far behind. Lots of fire on that hull, lots of flamethrowers still going down. There she goes.
3-2, favor the blue team.
We're going to see these 2 ships probably turn at each other. They are, although on the map they seem very close, one of them is at, I think, the flight ceiling, and the other one is on the floor. So, you know, I forgot which team spawns on this side. The red team, apparently, because
we're
Alexandria.
We're in red spawn right now. Yeah. Remember the far east side. The northeast side is blue spawn.
Gotcha. So Alexandria is here to turn the blue team into a 2v1. You know, you got that Spire, which, as we mentioned earlier, is squishy but has the DPS potential, and the Mummy, which is more of a long-range based build. So we're going to see if they decide to stick around.
I'm very curious exactly how they're going to play this off, because the Spark of Fire is already about half hull. They're not in a good situation to fight off 3 ships. The Mummy isn't exactly right next to him either. They're pretty much leaving Spark of Fire to absorb all of this damage. There they go. That was fast. Not
much damage was absorbed. Mummy is attempting to lock down the Alexandria, but even if they manage that, their Meat Stick is coming in. The Abdicative is coming in. Mummy really should be backing up, not going in. And Hwacha largely missed. I think that was a heavy turn.
Yeah, that was that. I don't know if that was a good dodge on the Mummy's part or a failed shot on the orange Meat Stick's part, but they just
combination of the 2.
Yeah, that was very inaccurate fire. They only broke 1 piece and they're already back up. Watch, it does go out again though. Balloon is lost.
And the Mummy was hydrogening. That may have been part of that. Hwachas are coming in. However, the Queen's Oven is here to give the Mummy some support. The Meat Stick is leading the charge. Usually you don't want a Spire leading the charge, especially into this 2v1 engagement where the Queen's Oven is completely left on his own to deal with the Meat Stick. However, they are arming some of that haste.
Orangey and his nonsense never really make any sense, but it works out so well for him so often. It's strange. Orange Meat Stick's armor does go down. Hull is taking some pretty serious...
There she goes. The Mummy does get away. However, the Abdicative is here to do some damage. I don't know if he's going to finish off the Mummy that's already damaged, or if he's going to move into the Queen's Oven, which is at full health and the bigger threat. Looks like he's trying to finish off the Mummy as he backs up. Yes, he is indeed backing up. Alexandria is attempting a flanking maneuver, I believe.
I'm not sure I like this move by the Alexander. I think it needs to get a little bit closer here and try to deal with the Spark of Fire before it gets in much closer. The Lumberjack, though, I gotta say, it's a very easy weapon to hit as you're pulling back from something. It's got that really solid heavy range that you can just keep putting shot after shot after shot into someone's balloon and forcing them to slow down and deal with repairs before they can be aggressive against you. So a great use of that weapon by the Abdicative.
Yes, and you know, the nice thing about Goldfish is that they're the second fastest ship in the game, so he can backpedal for quite some time. However, the Spark of Fire appears to have some sort of booster item. No, he's just going in regular. Abdicative is reaching the corner of the map, which will push him back in directly into the Spark of Fire, into the arming time of that Lumberjack. Basically, time is in the favor of the blue team right now.
This is the blue team's game to win at this point. Abdicative, I don't think is long for the world. He has bounced back against the trade winds.
Oh.
Solid bounce by the Mummy, and an uppercut. That's not a Gooba stomp. That was from the bottom, so that was an uppercut there. But Orange Meat Stick moving in on the Spark of Fire. Hades shots going out, but they're missing. That's no bueno.
Well, the Spire's got a very, very thin profile.
It does.
So although it's got a very tall profile, so you know, arcs are a bit less of an issue. However, accuracy is a bit more of an issue.
It's actually that's one reason I really like the Lumberjack against a Spire, because the hull may be a little hard to hit, but the balloon of a Spire is it's a big, easy target, especially for a Lumberjack, because it's this big circle that you just have to put shots in the general direction of.
It's like Spires are just like remind me of lollipops, you know.
They are kind of lollipop-esque.
It's kind of, you know, put a nice little cheery spin on the whole thing. As the lollipop rams the Junker, whoo, there goes the hull. Watcher should be coming out. No, they're just going to switch him.
Oh my god.
Who needs a Watcher when you've got Terrain MVP?
Was that a squid? That was a Spire ram kill
on a Junker. Absolutely.
I quit. I'm done.
Bye. Die. All right,
Wow.
ladies and gentlemen, my name is James T. Kirk. I'm taking over the Guns of Vigorous competitive scene in place of Dan, who's quit recently. Alexandria is taking quite a beating from the Mummy and the Spark of Fire. Mummy has been doing very well on low perma for quite some time.
They've done a really good job. By the way, I'm going to be quitting to become a professional competitive Guns of Vigorous Online engineer.
Oh, wow. Did not see that one coming, Dan. I must say.
That doesn't make any sense.
Out of left field, Dan has moved to the engineering. He's bringing buff Extinguisher Chem to all of his matches.
Yeah, actually, I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Don't worry, see, we're on a mental connection. Now, the BSS Mummy does not look like his streak of longevity does not seem long for the world. The Meat Stick loses his armor first because Spire, but the Mummy doesn't have much left. His balloon is burning out very quickly. He's got a lot of guns missing. You know, flamers
those guns
going
were
on.
not chem sprayed either. They're not. Oh, a couple of them are. A couple of those guns are chem sprayed, but not nearly enough of them. Watch deals with the rest. Fire is just all over the place. Mummy cannot catch a break here. Acronymus trying to deal with this issue, trying to get his engineers to get some focus, but
everything's either broken or on fire. I do not see the Mummy getting out of this one too hot. Hades, oh, there she goes.
6-5. This is a close one here.
Yeah,
this is a very close Northern Fjords brawl.
And yeah, things just keep switching back and forth. I do believe, even though the red team is down a point, they do have it in their spawn. So the Alexandria has once again spawned again, but the blue team only needs one kill. Abdicative has lost its hull, but the Watcher goes in taking out part of it. There's no other blue ship there to help finish him off. The Queen's Oven is focusing on the Meat Stick. The Spark of Fire is on the Abdicative. The Mummy is gone on the other side of the map, just spawning in, and the Alexandria is a galleon moving slowly. So it's really about these two engagements right here. Who can come out on top?
Queen's Oven is taking an absolute beating from the Orange Meat Stick. Not a good situation for them. Alexandria is going to start laying the fire on them too. Watcha's coming in. Queen's Oven in a very bad situation. They've lost a lot of components. They've lost an engine. Their armor just comes back up. We should see Hwacha burst here very shortly. Orange Meat Stick moving in for a charge. And
wow. However, it is now 6-6. However, the Abdicative is on its last leg. It is charring. It is running. It is trying to get to its allies. The Mummy has arrived now. However, I believe one of their primaries is a Hades. So they're losing that arming time. However, they are making full advantage of that ramming. Abdicative has lost Balloon. That Artie is coming in. And lost Arcs! The Abdicative just slips in under Arcs when they are a hair's breadth away from that last Artemis coming. The Meat Stick is just focusing on the Mummy. They've already used their Hwacha, but now the Meat Stick is in trouble, losing its hull very quickly. There's not a lot of hull going on here. It is 6-6. Next point will win it. Hwacha coming in. Yes! The blue team wins it. Wow, that was an engagement. That was an exciting match, Dan.
That was crazy. Normally we say this is, and for a reason we say this is semi-competitive, but that was some really awesome Spire piloting there.
You know what? That reminds me of the fire at the circus. They were both intense.
Wait, was that supposed to be a joke?
That was a pun. Fire at the circus, intense.
Okay, I got it. Okay.
Now let me look at the Twitch chat where everyone will be talking about how they hate my guts.
That was gonna be bad. A couple people are asking if that Spire Ram kill will be a highlight on the channel. I think it needs to be. Personally, it kind of needs to be at this point.
My mistake. The red team won that last one, not the blue team. Oopsies.
That's okay. Abdicative just barely survived that.
Yeah, that was. I mean, they were in the Artemis. They were just able. Jacob pulled a really nice move. I believe he started backing up, actually, as the Piri continued to move forward. And, he was able to slip under those arcs and, allowing the Spire, I believe, to come in and do some damage. Yeah. And then the Spire was in trouble. And then the Spire was okay. And wow, that was an intense 10 seconds.
That was a lot of fun to cast too. You normally, Northern Fjords, we think sniping match. All right, teams are going to sit back and they're just going to lob shots at each other and snooze fest.
Yeah,
not this time.
Not on the Iron Fork.
No.
Well, another nice thing I like about Fjords as opposed to Dunes in terms of sniping is that there is a really, really nice opportunity to sneak around.
That's true.
Like people sort of forget that there's that other area. Parts of the map are locked off. It's not a square. If you press M to pull up your map, you always get a nice little square. I believe Fjords, there are areas that you just can't get to because of the mountains on the side.
Mm-hmm.
And because of the one side blocked off, I guess people, I don't want to say automatically assume, but sort of subconsciously think that the other side is blocked off because there are mountains there as well, but they're really more hills because you can get around. It's really nice and cloudy back there. There are lots of opportunities to come in, and you can sneak around and, with like a carronade fish or something and really put a wrench in the whole business.
I am going through for just a moment and counting the amount of Hwachas that are being involved in this. There are 5 different Hwachas.
Lion Gun OP.
On this one.
Lion Gun
there
OP.
There are 3 Hwacha fishes and the Alexandria with 2 of them.
Lion Gun OP.
Wow.
There's going to be some serious suppression going on here. Yeah. Let's see if it takes 2 seconds to unload the clip of a Hwacha and the 15-second reload. We have 5 of them. If there's a 1-second delay between each Hwacha, we can have continual Hwacha fire going down on an individual ship.
Continuous Hwacha fire. Also, Melon has brought back out the Inferno build, this time with the updated flak cannon on it. Okay. It's all going to depend upon who is on the Hades, in my opinion. It looks like Tanya is going to be on the Flamer. She's bringing Lesmok.
Right.
I'm going to assume that it's Oracle on the Hades. He's bringing Heatsink. Replaceable is bringing the greased rounds for the flag. That's at least my understanding of it. I might be completely wrong.
Melon does appear to be putting a nice little different twist on the, it is a very highly experimental build.
Oh, never mind. They switched it up. They didn't even stick with it. Melon, what are you doing?
Oh, wait. Are you sure? I still see the Dentist.
No, it's
he's got
Flamer Caro.
Oh, Melon, you make me cry.
I'm sad now.
There's a tear. A singular tear rolls down my face.
Tear.
Oh,
it'll be okay.
I'll make it, Dad.
This is Desert Scrap though, so it's going to be that singular King of the Hill control point.
Yeah, I really like bringing my Flame Junker to this map. My Flame Mortar Junker, the VSS in the Trunker, Junker in the Trunker, which you totally missed the pun last week, Dan. I think Rob made like a sort of poke at it, but I think he missed it too. And you guys, the puns, they're
Rob,
real.
Did we fail in this situation?
Yes.
Rob says yes. Come on, guys. Puns of Icarus Online. Yeah, that's right. I went there.
What you talking about?
Where's Oracle when I need him?
He's right there. He's on Melon ship.
Melon, I will trade you Kirk for Oracle.
Tradesies. Nope. Melon.
Trade backsies.
No trade backsies. Oh my gosh. But yes, there's lots of fun that happens in the Iron Fork.
It's so much fun. If you guys don't get a chance to get involved, because the lobby fills up quickly.
Yes.
Which is, that's just how it works. A lot of people like to hop in and have fun with this. We have everything from Orangey and Hershey here, who are former Iris members. We have SPQR here. We have Merry Men or two. We have some gents. Have some ducks.
Clan.
We got some Overwatch. Fluffy's over here too.
Woo,
Fluffy. By the way, I don't know if Tora's still around in chat.
Also Grim.
Grim?
Don't leave them out. Yeah. Look up on the Alexandria.
Oh yeah. Well, I've never seen, is Grim, how are they competitive now?
I believe they were in the Sunday Rumble. I read their little thing on the forum. But they are relatively new compared to something like Cake, which is year old today. Woo!
Balana's saying that she will trade places with you, Kirk.
No, you wouldn't, Balana. You would hate being up here and having to talk everyone's ears out for 2 to 3 hours.
Balana doesn't like to be in the spotlight. She just likes to get shit done.
Yeah, and me, on the other hand, I love being in the spotlight and hate getting shit done. So we work well together.
Boom! Someone's useful, the other's not so useful.
Yeah. Wait.
Hey!
Wait a sec.
Wait, what?
Wait.
You're very useful. Or you're so useful, Kirk.
I'm very useful engine.
You can go to your useful corner now if you want.
Yes, the useful corner. Can I wear the hat too? The useful hat.
You can wear the useful.
By the way, you spelled useful wrong on this hat. It's not spelled D-U-N-C-E. But
no, it is. No, it is.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Is that the English spelling? Is it the English spelling?
Yeah.
Should I ask Jacob?
No.
And we're getting in game now.
I don't even know what's going on anymore.
I just got a swap request. I just got a swap request from Balana.
So unfortunately, Tora had to go. But when you get Fluffy and Tora on the same ship, it's kind of scary.
When you get Balana and Tib on the same ship, that also gets
that is. But no. We had this the other night where Fluffy and Tora just wanted to relax and she wanted to do some flying, and Fluffy came around too. So we were on the same ship, and they were just going back and forth, giggling and burning things and blowing things up, and it was really scary. It was really worrisome. Okay, so ship loadouts as quickly as possible. Action is happening here shortly. Abnegative Goldfish, piloted by Jacob. We have on that a Hwacha for you folks' enjoyment. On the Alexandria, it's a Galleon piloted by Halia Farron. Right-hand side, Carronade Hwacha. Left-hand side, Carronade Hwacha with double mortar support. And for the Dentist Inferno, piloted by Melon, it is a Pyramidion front flamer Carronade, with Flak and Flare. Go ahead, Kirk.
And blue team, we got the Flaming Ravioli, which is a junker, and it has got a double mine starboard side, a double mine port side, and a mine launcher. Oh my. And the first lady.
Mines,
and more mines. And the first lady, which is a Hwacha fish with carronade mortar support. And finally, we have the Koi Koi, which is another Hwacha fish with Flamer Hades support.
Alrighty, action is already getting started. Both teams are on the point, but blue team has made the most progress towards getting it capped. Alexandria has blocked.
And they're spinning their sides around. The first lady is not moving to disable that galleon, which maybe he should take. Okay, he appears to be turning now. No, he's focusing on the abdicative, which is not a very good idea when you've got a galleon broadside pointing right at you. And it looks like he's about to pay the price for that.
Alexandria is causing major problems for the blue team right now. Koi Koi just getting obliterated. First lady starting to take some shots as well. The Alexandria is relatively untouched. Those grenade shots coming in from the first lady just doing nothing.
Oh, abdicative just got rammed Hwached. Wow.
They got Hwacha sandwiched.
Hwachowich?
Hwachowich.
A sandwatch shit?
A sandwatch.
A sandwatch. That's what
sandwatch.
It was a sandwatch.
One of my favorite movies.
Getting mortared pretty bad. Koi Koi just lost its armor as well.
By the way, sandwatch, I'm calling it right now, Fluffy's new favorite term.
Sandwatch?
Sandwatch.
Sandwatch. Dentist Inferno, is that a subtle pun on Dante's Inferno?
Probably not.
Oh well, I like to think it is.
I don't think Melon's that classy.
Oh,
someone get the aloe vera. Alexandria getting mined out there by the Flaming Ravioli. Flaming Ravioli just sitting way up in the air, casually dropping mines all over the red team's face. Dentist Inferno getting a couple bumps all over the place. Koi rammed out. Oh, they get obliterated.
Right on that beam. They just got pinned right against it. Dentist Inferno's backing up to move in on the first lady who just got watchod. And here comes the flamer. Oh my gosh, another ram. Abdicative. Woo! And all that's left of the blue team is the Flaming Ravioli, which is, of course, all mine launchers. Just lost their balloon. Those engineers are scrambling now. A well-placed mine can turn the tide and get a ship off you, but 3, I don't think, especially when you're getting pinned up against a wall by Melon himself. There it goes. Red team is probably going to turn this point around.
Melon is a frightening individual when it comes to piloting.
I fear Melon.
He is a master physicist with using a nose cone of a ship.
Well, the point of contact is here, and the current velocity of this current airship is, 15.
And if Melon knew how to speak properly, he would sound like that.
15 meters per second, and of course, the weight of this Pyramidian being 5 tons. If I impact them directly here, I will break everything and kill them in 3.5 seconds. Let's do it.
Red team has capped the point. I think a big part of that win, too, was the Alexandria. We've already talked about the Hwacha just a bit, but I feel the carronade, that heavy carronade, the heavy carronades on that ship, they kept disabling, they kept balloons going down, they kept a lot of pressure on the blue team to try and get something made, and it just did not happen because of those really solid balloon disables.
Actually, the blue team is making a really interesting strategy here where they're leaving the Alexandria, the tank, and the Flaming Ravioli has just ninja'd his way into the point through a tiny slit. Oh my gosh. The red team went out to pursue the Koi Koi and the First Lady, leaving only the Alexandria into the point, while the Flaming Ravioli pulled a solid snake and just single-man sneaking infiltration mission their way into the point. However, the Alexandria has got 2 heavy guns on the Flaming Ravioli with only mine launchers. They are not making the magic happen with those mines right now, as they're getting pushed out of the point into a corner. That could have worked really well if those mines had hit. Or maybe if another ship had been left other than tanky galleon with brawly sides. Ravioli is looking for hard cover behind the pillar that killed him earlier.
Flaming Ravioli, those mortars may be accurate, but they're not doing a ton right now. Obviously, you really need an armor break before they can do ton. But that Hwacha did do a lot along with that heavy carronade. Another balloon pop, big balloon pop there. Armor is getting eaten alive by banging against the wall of the Sarlacc pit there. Armor goes down. Hull might go down here. They cannot get anything together right now. Mine hit. on the flaming ravioli.
The first lady is very cautiously moving in as a sandstorm is just now leaving. However, we have got a Hwacha pointed directly at the Alexandria. Let's see who gets that shot off first. Koi Koi just went down, by the way. Rest in peace, Koi Koi. There goes the Hwacha on the Alexandria. Bottom decks are gone. There are no more guns on the Alexandria. The flaming ravioli is scraping itself together. Abdicative. Jacob's Goldfish is coming in and got a pretty decent Hwacha in terms of accuracy up on the first lady. However, only one engine was destroyed.
And they needed to disable that Hwacha on the first lady. Second Hwacha burst.
Oh, looks like we're gonna get a pin.
Ooh,
1, 2, 3. You're out.
Down.
That's how baseball goes, right? All right. The Dentist Inferno is coming in, moving in on the flaming ravioli, which is still not quite managed to scrape himself completely together yet. He has lost his balloon. The balloon is back up, but we've got a carronade on him. It's probably not going to be up there much longer. That flamer is coming in. The Dentist Inferno is probably going to move in to pin him if I know Melon, which I do. Once again, the red team has reassembled themselves in the point. That was a very, very, very good tactical offensive on the blue team. The execution in terms of luck, in terms of skill, in terms of whatever, just wasn't quite up to par to finish them, although it was
Koi.
very
Oh
close.
my goodness, Koi, incredibly aggressive, using the sandstorm to their advantage. Alexandria, they tried to ram the Alexandria, but they didn't have enough oomph going forward, and they just bounced off and bounced low, way out of arc of their own guns. The Alexandria is getting in position with the carronade. Dentist Inferno also. Hwacha does come into arc on the Alexandria. They only lose a couple guns, though. Couple engines as well, not bad. And Koi is forced way far back. Red team, again, keeping secure control of the point.
Orangey challenging Melon to a 1v1. I wonder if it's quick scopes, no scopes, rust. Wait.
It's gonna be a 360 Spire no scope.
We actually tried that. Dan, were you around when we tried that? Yeah,
I was recording.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that did not work at all.
It failed miserably.
We were against like a 2 and a 5 pilot, and we lost. And we had very coordinated crews. Boys and girls, don't try this at home.
Yeah, don't try Aspire 360 no scope ever, because it doesn't do anything.
At all.
You can slowly spin around and Aspire all you want, and it's just gonna do jack and shit. Abdicative taking a lot of fire there. Engines are all gone on that ship. Mine hits have destroyed it. Oh my goodness,
right,
they are surrounded.
Oh my gosh, he is. Never tell him the odds, but he is not looking so hot. There goes one bounce. Unfortunately, not quite enough. Unfortunately, depending on what team you're rooting for, it was not enough to set off a complete chain reaction. And it looks like Jacob is very, very, very slowly, very, very, very carefully attempting to maneuver himself out of this, which means he is not on the point. Alexandria, in fact, the only one on the point, playing Sentinel, as always, the Galleon defender of the point.
Halia has really gotten the Galleon defender to an art form. It seems like every week, whenever we do Desert Scrap, it's always Halia with the Galleon just locking that point down. Yeah,
either depending on, whether Halia is on the winning or losing team, either locking that point down or getting in, or, quickly charging in there. It's all the Galleon, and especially Halia's Galleon is is all about that. If you're on the offensive and you're able to get in that point, you're good.
Update on the duel request, by the way, between Melon and Orangey. It looks like Orangey lost. First lady did go down.
Got quick scoped. Optic, Replaceable apparently claiming that Optic is presenting this. Ladies and gentlemen, the Robodan Show has no affiliation with Optic quick scoping competitions. However, money, we're down. I want to cut. If Optic comes in, I want to cut, Dad.
We will give you 0.003%.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds fantastic. Flaming Ravioli taking a lot of fire there.
Alexandria
Absolutely
has
vicious.
nothing, no components at all. One gun now. Koi is just sitting in position, ready to put another Hwacha in, but Dentist Inferno ain't having none of that. Coming in for a good ram. See, I called it before it even happened. I knew it was going to be good. If he's got that flak gun, he should be using it now to finish off the Koi. He's not using the flak gun. Melon.
Why flak?
Melon, why
opportunity?
Come on, there's side guns on the Vapiri for a reason. Anyway, he is making full, he's just forced them to the Starlight because Koi is not long for this world.
That's fine. I think Lord Fudge is just having a good time with that. Although I do believe Melon has been teaching Lord Fudge how to pilot, and we all know Melon on the Pyramidion does not like the trifecta.
No,
He does not like to use the side guns.
I don't get.
Get it, Melon. Use your side guns.
They're there. Use them. Anyway, now moving into the first lady, red team has just had an absolute monopoly on this point. However, we have seen turnarounds more impressive than this.
There was one week, and I forget how far back it was. You guys can go into the archives on a YouTube page, youtube.com/The Rob and Dan Show, and watch back different Iron Forks. There was one though where literally the team, the team that had held the point the entire time was 20 seconds off winning. The other team capped the point and ended up winning. Longest game of Desert Scrap ever.
Well, no, I remember there was one, I'm pretty sure I casted it with you, where it went so long because the teams were just flopping over and then sticking in the point, and there were just no points on the board for so long. And then points started coming on the board, and then they stopped coming on the board. I
believe the longest Desert Scrap we've ever cast was just over an hour, and that was with Ace casting with us.
No, was that Desert Scrap? I thought that was like a raid or a Fernfield, or not Fernfield,
oh yeah, no, that was a Crazy King. You're right. That was a Crazy King.
I remember that. That was Ace's like casting debut.
Yes, it was, and I still feel bad for him for that.
I don't want to cast anymore. Oh, Flaming Ravioli, it's lost its whole. Oh, that just like nicked the side of that galleon, and then the bottom of Melon's nose, and
they ram killed themselves onto the galleon in hopes of some kind of death and destruction.
It's a final act of bravery. Ooh, a very good heavy clip going into the Koi Koi, taking out all of its guns.
Koi Koi in a not a very good situation right now. They cannot defend themselves.
I think it's too late.
Yeah, you gone. Koi Koi going down, balloon down, armor down. Hull is disappearing quickly. Dentist Inferno and Alexander both finishing them off. Alexander getting the kill for that one. We are very close to a red team victory here, folks. Very close.
The blue team has put on some very impressive. I am very, very, very impressed.
Oh, watch the Flaming Ravioloni, because I think he's going to try to squib it again.
Do that exact thing I was just talking about, that really, really, really impressed me, and I think I'm actually going to try to pull that off.
Are you okay? Yeah, here he goes. Here he goes. He's going to slip inside the hole in the side of the wreck.
Using that cloud as a cover, he's going up. Is he hydrogening, or is he just... I mean, he's got to be, because his balloon is dead now. But, wow. And there he is, right on the point. There, unfortunately for him, the Abdicative ain't having none of that business, and just was all ready to go with that Hwacha. And, yeah, saw that coming.
At this point, the point of no return has essentially been reached. There's no way the blue team can move that big, heavy galleon off the point. It's just not happening. For better or worse, sorry guys, it's too late for you. Congratulations, red team, you're gonna get the win. Junker going down there. Whew.
Yeah, I mean, those offensives, that one, I'm still, although it wasn't ultimately working, it didn't ultimately work, I'm still very, very much impressed by that one where they drew two of the red ships out and the Junker just slipped in. If Halia wasn't playing Sentinel Galleon that he always does, Halia has a whole lot of patience and will sit in that point until he becomes a grandfather, if he's so required to. But if that wasn't a galleon, if that wasn't a brawly galleon, if those mines had hit a little bit better, that technique was very, very, very close to working.
Yeah, they did a great job too. Red team getting a 600-0 win.
Yes, not to take anything away from red team's victory. A victory is a victory.
Yep. Oh, I'm going to vote Water Hazard. I love Water Hazard.
I voted.
Water Hazard on the Iron Fork becomes so much fun. Again, because with how the Iron Fork works, it just devolves into an immense brawl.
As soon as Iron Fork, as soon as the match starts, everyone gets on the helm. Everyone hits that R key about 4 or 5 times, maybe even 6 for good measure, and just nose goes at each other.
It's so much fun. Water Hazard, and again, you'd think normally it's like it's open. It's very wide open. It's a sniper map because you have some good cover to work with, especially for a ship with good back and forward that can dodge in and out of different buildings. Cover rather, but nope. It's a total brawl fest.
Oh gosh, I remember one time when I was playing in the Iron Fork, I ordered my crew to attack the city. And all I was thinking while it was going on is this, I hope they're catching this on cast. And as we were waiting for the red team to make an offensive, or the blue team, whatever team we weren't on, we were just flaming the little settlements that they have amongst the spires. And I don't know, it was fun times.
It's always a ton of fun. We do have one spot open available to you folks if you're interested. The password is tiramisu. Again, the Iron Fork of Friday is a public event that Cake puts together. Jacob Fye organizes it. He helps make sure everything is running smoothly. It runs for about 2 hours every Friday afternoon or evening if you're in the European time zones, or morning if you're in Aussie zones.
In the Twitch chat, DJ SNJ20 is saying, I feel that the Inferno has an unfair advantage due to its majestic evil.
That makes sense to me.
Oh my gosh.
I think that makes perfect sense. If you can't get in, though, it's all right. It happens. Unfortunately, the Iron Fork tends to fill up very quickly, but there is still a spot over on Kafoxpa's Life After Love.
Hey, Twitch watchers, you guys want to hear a secret? Getting in the Iron Fork, there's a delay on the stream, and people always leave. A couple people leave at the end of a match. So if you really want to get in, watch for that password. Hold close to it, and when you see a match is about to end, try to join.
Or
You'll
you can
probably get in.
Or you can just watch the Iron Fork and see members of Cake batter each other.
Yeah, or that.
You guys did not get the pun.
Oh, batter. Oh my gosh. No. Oh, I missed it. Oh gosh, how did I miss that one?
That was majestic, Rob.
That was beautiful.
I was baking that for a while.
Boo.
Oh,
that one was
no.
less smooth.
Nope.
You ruined it. You ruined all of my respect for you. All the respect you just built up, gone.
You just went from hero to zero in a matter of moments.
Come on, Hat Dan, get your stuff together.
I apologize profusely for Hat Dan.
If this was golf, I sliced that one.
Go!
No,
Go away!
no,
Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the Iron Fork of Friday. We are shutting off the cast.
We quit.
We're done. 1 year, that's enough for me. I've been putting up with this shit for a year. I'm done.
That's low to Betty
I-
Crocker.
All right, we are full. Once again,
I will
you
say
missed your
this.
opportunities.
I will say this: Oracle and Rob's puns, they're really just the icing on the cake when it comes to these cats.
Boo! Boo!
Where's the cream filling?
That wasn't even a pun.
Yeah, Fluffy has leveraged judgment on this one. Rob, that was awful.
Yeah, but Fluffy can't type, so.
Oh, sick burn.
That's not English isn't even her first language. What? No.
No. See, I said burn because fork, fire.
Awkward silence because of joke.
I'm sorry. All right, not every joke can be a good, solid hit.
You're right. We're just waiting to start things up here. Water Hazard is going to be the map. Melon's breaking out the floppy flop manship.
Woo! We've got a Spire and a Mobula on the same team, and
We have two Mobulas.
Which is not uncommon for Water Hazard. You know, it's nice and open. There's pretty decently high ceiling. I think it's pretty high. I don't know. I don't play Water Hazard. Excuse me. I don't play Water Hazard that often, but I'm pretty sure the ceiling's pretty decently high. So you got a lot of room to play around with that Mobula's superb vertical acceleration. So, and I mean, you know, and it's nice and open. You don't have to worry about your pudgy little Mobula with its chubby cheeks getting stuck anywhere. You know, there's a lot of cover for you if you need it, and a lot of space if you don't. I see Mobula's on.
I've never actually seen Jacob pilot Diffident before.
Which one is that? Is that his
Double Merc?
Mobula? Double Merc. There's no overlapping Merc arcs on him.
The left wing. Not the left wing, the lower deck. The one in 2 slots. That's the lower deck slots.
Do the left wing and the right wing overlap Mercs?
I guess so.
I don't know.
Range, maybe? I'm not sure.
I don't think so. There might be like a tiny spot, but I don't think it's anything significant.
I think it's really long range. Like, I think
Yeah.
the range is redonkulous. By the way, folks, later on tonight, after the Metamidian is done over on Oracle stream, again, Fourth Oracle, he normally joins us as the co-caster for the Iron Fork. He was kind enough to take a day off today and let Kirk step in. He's going to be doing the Metamidian here pretty much as soon as the Iron Fork is done. He's going to be talking to Imagine 42, the other caster for the other primary caster, by the way, for the Hephaestus challenge. And he's going to be talking to him about where they are right now, where the Hammer and the Anvil divisions are moving, and what we're looking at going into the postseason for the competition. And I got to say, this has been the best competition I've seen so far in the Guns of Icarus community. Absolute best. Now, Kirk.
Yes.
We have statistics on what Cake needs to do to get into the finals.
Do we now?
Right now, Cake is second
Ooh,
in the Anvil division, which means if they stay in second, they get in.
that's good.
Now, we're going into game, so I can't talk about this.
Oh, the cliffhangers. Stick around, folks.
Well, that was exciting.
Oh gosh, we got to keep people coming back. We got to make sure that Lobbies of Icarus featuring airship to airship combat mini games that people don't leave during the breaks.
The map, the water hazard is the map. The water hazard map is the map. Water hazard is the map, folks. Open area with lots of cover to work with if you're willing to do some horizontal movement, which isn't exactly easy for every ship in the game. But it usually devolves into a mid-range brawl or a close-range brawl. Generally speaking, you don't see a lot of sniping on this map. I'm not sure why. It just doesn't happen.
Personally, I think it's because of the clouds. They're everywhere. Like
They are.
This is a cloudy map.
It does make it a little difficult. Starting out here, if our cameraman is in game. There we go. Now we have a cameraman now. The VSS Diffident, piloted by Jacob. It's a Mobula. Bottom decks are Mercury's. Top deck is an Artemis. And we have on the side wings a mortar and a mine launcher. In addition, we have the Life After Love, piloted by Fox. It's a Pyramidian with Hades flak front. I love the Hades flak combo. With Banshee and a Gatling cannon for broadside support. And the Circumflex Accent, piloted by Melon McCrabernathi. It's a Lumberfish. Fourth Oracle on the gun there. Don't see Oracle gunning too often. Feels only level 5, but that, it happens sometimes. With Mine Launcher, almost said Mortar, and Carronade for support. Go ahead, Kirk.
The VSS Lutetia, right? That's what it is. I know I've had trouble with this one before, I believe. No, that's a different ship. This is the Luetia. This is Halia's Piri, which is another Hades flak with a Carronade flamer to complement. We have the Queen's Verdict, which is piloted by Orangey. We've got on the port side a Hades, a Hwacha, and a Lumberjack, and on the starboard side double Carronades. And to bring it home, we got the Abominabula. I thought it was like Abomination and Mobula. I'm sorry, I'm biased. I don't like Mobulas. Which is piloted by Gibbs. Merc on the top that he is using quite well. A Bulldog, Barking Dog, and Flamer on the bottom. And on the top deck, we've got Artemis and Artemis.
Artemis. All right, combat all over the place. Diffident moving in against the Queen's Verdict, but Queen's Verdict really laying into that Mobula pretty severely. Circumflex Accent trying to deal with the Lutetia and the Mobula.
Lots of flaks are coming in. Ooh, wow.
Yeah, Circumflex Accent's just taking a ton of damage right now. Those flaks are doing a really good job to tear that ship apart. As soon as armor goes down, Circumflex down to about two-thirds permahull. Lutetia really getting some good shots in there too.
Yeah, Circumflex is backing out using that cloud to hopefully lose, at least actual sight if he's still got that spot on him, moving to some hard cover. And not really his allies. The red team is sort of split up pretty well, split uply. While the blue team is a lot closer. Wow, I am got a lot of gas today. I apologize.
Diffident moving in against the other Mobula on the blue side of things. Both are dropping pretty low. Looks like Diffident just cannot get their balloon up at all.
Which Mobulas, once they hit that ground, there's very little getting up from that as they have such low perma armor and hull. And wow, I mean, that just took a huge chunk out of him. And there goes that balloon again while he's so close to the ground.
Diffident has no opportunity to get out of. Yep, yeah. They're gone. Queen's Verdict just grinds them down with those carronades.
I mean, Mobulas are very vulnerable to flamers and to carronades.
Yeah.
And, well, I guess Lumberjacks as well, because the Circumflex is hitting that Abombula pretty hard. There goes the hole, there goes the balloon, and there she goes. However, Lutetia, the Piri.
I think it's pronounced Lutetia.
All right, we'll stick with Lutetia. Is behind the Circumflex accent. Watchers coming in, Hades coming in, Flax coming in, and they are not. Are they going to make it? I don't think they're going to make it. I'm going to be honest with you.
Circumflex accent is living on borrowed time right now. They have almost nothing left. That balloon there is very low. Armor starting to burn away.
Oh, he hit something. What did he hit?
Stops. They're gone.
What did he hit? Oh, he hit the tree. He hit a tree.
Who's piloting the Circumflex? Melon.
Gotta watch out for those trees.
Seriously.
I mean,
why would you hit a tree? I think Melon is anti-tree.
Melon anti-hippie. He's a vegetarian, but only because he wants to kill the vegetables.
I'm sorry, what?
I said Melon's a vegetarian, but only because he wants to kill the vegetables.
Is Melon actually a vegetarian?
No, he's not.
That's what I thought.
No, he's not. He's a melon. Would be cannibalism.
He's a melon.
That would be cannibalism, which is illegal, I believe.
I don't know if melons have laws.
Wouldn't that
I don't
be
know if fruits and
cantaloupeism?
veggies have laws.
Cantaloupeism.
You're fired. Wait, I don't have the power to fire you, so you're pre-fired.
Why do I keep agreeing to do this?
Because you signed a contract in blood?
Damn it. You're right.
We keep going back to that. Queen's Verdict losing their balloon as they have charged in quite aggressively against the red team.
They are getting some decent carronade shots off on the Circumflex. However, the Diffident is getting shots in on them. Circumflex has lost its balloon. Queen's Verdict is up against a wall. They cannot, continue engaging with that side. They're switching to the other side and spinning even more because they hit something, I believe. And
Queen's
yeah,
Verdict
I mean,
haven't lost any guns yet, which is actually pretty impressive, all things considered. They're hydrogening. They actually burned their own balloon out trying to get some air with that hydrogen.
There was an unexpected lumberjack that took out a lot more of the balloon than Orangey was expecting.
Yep.
And then, that hydrogen, of course, stays on a couple extra seconds after you take it off. So, they...
Ooh, Circumflex accent.
There goes the hole. There goes the balloon. Here comes the flax.
Great focused fire from Lutetia. Wow. My goodness.
However, Queen's Verdict has also lost... No, he got it back up. His hole was down a second ago, though. Don't worry. I promise. I'm not a liar. His balloon is up now. Wow, I guess all I need to do is save ships, is talk about how things are broken. Queen's Verdict has one gun broken. Oh, well, looks like that one's going to stay down.
Great tanking on the part of the Queen's Verdict there.
Yes.
They were under some serious pressure, but they maintained in a very solid way. Diffident losing their armor there for a minute. I didn't actually see what killed their armor.
I didn't either. I was actually just...
I heard the armor break, and I'm like, I'm not hearing any shots. Okay.
Ghosts. It was ghosts.
Whatevsky. Queen's Verdict is loading lumberjack shots into the Diffident's balloon, right into it. That's an immense amount of damage right there. Balloon now putting all that damage into the armor.
The thing about the Mobulas is their components are so spread out that it's really hard to get a good disable on them with a watch out. However, Lumberjack, on the other hand, extremely easy to get a good disable on. Even if you hit the top of that burst damage will go into the balloon as they're dropping quickly, very close to the ground now. Very low perma.
Diffident is running the risk of grounding out either on the water or on the rock spire that is next to them. Those lumberjack shots are absolutely on point.
However,
from the
Queensbridge is
galleon.
getting hit pretty hard from quite a ways away by the Life After Love, which is making some very solid shots from.
Yeah, I'm not too sure Queen's Verdict can actually deal with that right now. It
Dividend-
looks like they're just under too
Oh my
much
gosh.
pressure.
Dividend, no hull, no balloon, like almost no permy. They're gonna bottom out. I don't think they're gonna make it out of this one. They've
Armor going down.
overstayed their welcome.
Hull is gone. They are gone. 4-1 in favor of the blue team so far. Good job by the blue team, getting a little better scrambles on the red team.
Oh,
but
Verdict just lost its hull. Flax were just expended, but that galleon's gonna take a while to get its hull back up. Queen's
Wow.
Verdict has taken surprising amount of damage.
how are they still together?
Yeah,
how is that ship still together?
Circumflex also appearing to kind of sort of move in on them.
Circumflex, though, they're having trouble dealing with the Lutetia. Lutetia really punishing them for focusing directly on the Queen's Verdict.
Are they gonna
Flak
land on
shots
those lines?
going out.
gonna
Circumflex
land on those
accent in a lot
lines?
of trouble.
No, they're just
Oh!
gonna explode. Circumflex now turning its attention to the Lutetia, backing up. However, he's got quite a ways to go before he reaches the trade winds, as you call them. I think I'm gonna adapt that. That's really nice.
I've always called them trade winds. Lutetia taking a lot of lumberjack fire there. I do believe Lutetia is running the risk of losing their balloon. They're keeping these together pretty well, though, but those
Circumflex.
lumberjack shots are on point.
Circumflex taking shots from the Amobula. I don't like that. That's hard to say.
Mobula.
Amobula.
Blur.
Nah.
Circumflex accent, actually, they just
They're gone.
kerosene straight forward. Great dodge away from the Lutetia. Flag shots are not going to be on point from the Lutetia right now. I don't believe they have a decent arc. They're still trying to figure out their way out of this cloud. No, yeah, they get shots right. They're getting shots on the Circumflex just fine.
Yeah, however, Circumflex is retreating to his allies. Life After Love is close by and returning fire. The Diffident is once again taking up its position pretty much where it spawned and is providing suppressing fire to the best of his abilities. But there's just, not consistent arcs. Life After Love is coming in to take some of the heat off of the Circumflex Axebent while they get their stuff together. But the charge is still coming in. Flax are early. Hades is going to come in the arming time in just a second here. Lutetia's in a 3v1.
This is a very poor situation right now for the Lutetia. Circumflex accent, although they were vulnerable.
Queen's Verdict is coming in on the Life After Love from seemingly
God.
nowhere.
Wow.
I'm in the Superman view and I didn't see that one coming. Wow, Life After Love has got to be having like a miniature heart attack while they recover from that. And
They have to be wondering exactly what happened because they have been knocked at least half a kilometer away from where they were just now a few moments ago.
Wow, Lutetia is still not enough to save them as their hull is down. They're getting lumberjack. Their balloon is down. Yeah, they're probably not going to make it out of this.
They're not going to
2v1.
make it. I understand why the Lutetia pushed forward because the Circumflex
Ram
wasn't
kill.
in a good situation. Great ram kill there, yeah. Circumflex accent, though, was able to maintain things really well. You know what? Melon is a great pilot. If you think he's in a bad situation, you're probably wrong. He's probably just making it
Biding his
look
time.
like he's panicking.
Oh no, I'm damaged really badly. Please don't run in on me now. Guess what? I've got a galleon here.
Queen's Verdict starting to take lumberjack fire from the Circumflex accent.
And some
Lutetia,
Hades.
Lutetia spawning back in. They're going to have a good backdoor on the Life After Love if they come in right now.
I mean,
Right
Life After
now.
Love, though, does not have spots, and they're not in a cloud. Lutetia should have sight lines on them, but they're very, very far away.
Queen's Verdict just lost their armor. They've lost a couple of their engines. Armor does come back up very quickly, so it's not too incredible of a risk. Queen's Verdict, though, tanking like a boss still. Both Circumflex accent, Diffident,
Wow.
and Life After Love focusing directly on that galleon.
They're getting that galleon armor up like it's gold.
They didn't that time.
Not this time, and this is where the heavy flax are coming in. They're trying to get that balloon up, I assume, and that cost them.
Yep. You got to pay attention to the armor too. You have a really big flight ceiling in Water Hazard that you can work with, and sometimes it's better to just get that armor up and going, especially when they were tanking so much like that situation.
Yeah, Lutetia is once again charging in. I believe he was trying to save the Galleon. Galleon died. Suddenly he's like, well, might as well continue.
Whoa!
And there he goes.
That lumberjack on the Circumflex accent did a really good job there, ripping it apart.
And the red team has turned it around in their favor now, moving in on the Obobula. They probably don't know that the Queen's Verdict is just outside there, moving in now. However, Mobulas are very squishy, so they might be able to finish them off before the Galleon is able to come in and really start doing damage.
Mobula's armor is hurting just a bit. They've got about half armor right now. Balloon is still down. They are losing altitude. Balloon goes down again. They're going to ground out on the water, it looks like.
And they're going pretty quick when they hit this, too. Yeah, they lost a lot. They're losing water. They're just going to go. Nope, they got the balloon back up now. They lost a lot more perma than they needed to, though.
That was not a good situation. I think if they camped the balloon just a little bit better, I don't think they would have gotten in that situation, but that's what happened. Unfortunately, you can't go back in time in this situation. Armor going down again.
There they go. Life After Love and Circumflex moving in on the Lutetia now, completely leaving the Queen's Verdict to the Diffident, who appears to be handling it.
Circumflex accent doing some very good maneuvers there to get out of arc of the Queen's Verdict and Lutetia. Armor comes back up on the Circumflex, and they are turning to try and deal with the Lutetia as best they can. Red team only needs one more kill to get the win here. They've done a great job of turning this around and getting themselves organized. Blue team came out really solid from the start, getting some very, very good kills. Lutetia, though, oh my God, their armor's gone down. Their balloon is gone down as well. They're
right on the water.
Out.
Airships, not water ships. He's going to take some damage from that, unfortunately.
Bumpers are up. Lutetia's bumpers are up.
But that's not going to help you against that Banshee. Oh, there she goes. That was another pretty good match. It was a little bit more rangy than some of the ones we've been seeing, but everyone loves a good turnaround. Well, except for the people getting turned around on.
Absolutely. That was a very good match. Again, normally we say this is semi-competitive, but you have those sparks of teams that are just they're doing a wonderful job getting into these games.
Yeah, and we've got Swap on as well. So those teams, specifically pilots flying with each other, are flipping every map.
Mm-hmm. There we go. For some reason, got kicked out of game there.
Huh.
No bueno.
No bueno.
No bueno.
It still says you're here in the lobby, so.
I've just got back in.
Roman
Carr has a question in chat.
Roman Carr has a question in chat.
Why is Lutetia using bumpers so much? Why is Lutetia using bumpers so much?
Lutetia, why you bumper so much?
Let's see, who was Lutetia? Halia Farron. Oh, okay. So bumpers, Roman Carr knows what the bumpers are for. It may just have been a safety or a reflex motion for Halia, but certainly it was he was trying to save his ship. I think it was just a little bit of panic there.
Yeah, I think he saw the balloon popping capabilities of the other team, and instead of bringing a shoot vent, no, drogue shoot. I always get the two mixed up. Instead of bringing drogue shoot to slow his descent, he brought impact bumpers to decrease the damage from the ground.
Yeah, we see that. It's not too terribly uncommon. Moving on here, we do have a couple spots open if anyone is interested in joining. Tiramisu is the password if you'd like to get in on this. This Northern Fjords is probably going to be the last game of the night. We have about a half hour left. Is the duck scrim happening afterwards still?
I believe so. Let me do one last check on it.
Last I heard, we had 7 people, not including Jacob, who was interested in coming.
All right, let's see. I am double checking right now.
Yeah, Roman, I'm not exactly sure why he was doing that after a certain point, because again, bumpers only help if you're hitting something. If you have them on when you're not hitting something, they're doing nothing.
Well, they're decreasing your engine output, making you turn slower, and
Oh, they do. They increase your engine output a little bit.
they decrease.
Okay.
You turn a little bit slower. I don't know if you move. Excuse me. I don't know if you move a little bit slower, but I do know for a fact you turn slower. Okay, Duck Scrim is still happening. I guess we were able to scrape together the people for that.
Well, that's good to hear. And then after that and the Metamidian for tonight, folks, I'm going to do a little for fun lobby for the evening where I'm going to be broadcasting the full lobby and just playing with whoever hops into it. So people will be allowed to come in and come out as they please. You know, you don't have to stay if you want to. You can stick around if you'd like. Certainly, I'm going to be inviting Cakes to get in there and to play whenever they can. It'll be fun to see who comes around.
Fun or muffun?
Shut up, Rob.
Oh. Now, there are a lot of spaces in here. If you guys have been waiting for the opportunity to get in, this is it. We have time for one, maybe two, probably just one more matches here tonight. So,
all things considered, this is probably going to be the last one.
yeah, this is probably going to be the last one. Unless it's really quick and we still have a nice big following afterwards.
The 1 year anniversary of Cake marches forward. Jacob, one of our longtime members, was actually on the Fireside chat earlier tonight. Did you catch that?
I did, yes.
What all did he get a chance to talk about?
Just at the very beginning, you know, we sort of got a special shout out from Kubayas for, you know, still kicking a year later, still, you know, putting forth the people, putting out the members, putting forth the competition and having a good time. You know, we got a happy birthday and we gave a happy birthday. So
happy birthday indeed.
It's always a happy birthday.
And that's really the point. One thing Cake has really focused on over the last year or so is just having a damn good time and letting people think and do things for themselves.
Absolutely. It's focused on the clan is, we have two pillars. We have friendship and we have fire, and they're both equally important to the clan, where, you know, one doesn't surpass the other and one cannot exist without the other. Where, you know, it's all about just having like a community of players that just come together and have just a fun time. And it looks as though Orangey has once again officially joined the ranks of Cake. I don't know how long that has gone on. I just noticed it now. You know, we were talking about he was going to join again on the 1 year anniversary. So welcome home, Orangey.
Welcome back, Orangey.
Welcome home.
Do we get Hershey back as well?
We probably will.
It'd be awesome if we get Hershey back.
I hope we get Hershey back.
Now, Kirk.
Yes.
Kirk,
yes.
You have at times made Hershey cry.
Don't worry, I've got impact bumpers.
You're going to give the poor girl nightmares.
Just like turning over to bed, impact bumpers, impact bumpers. For all of you who don't know what I'm talking about, which is all of you except for the people on my ship at that time, I ran a galleon. The enemy team ran lots of mines. I brought impact bumpers. I charged minefields. And every time someone would be like, Kirk, there's a mine there, I would say, don't worry, I have impact bumpers. Run into it full speed with the impact bumpers on. It didn't help that much. Oh, and Hirsch was the engineer, so.
And she was crying.
There were tears, maybe a couple tears.
I hope you feel good about yourself after.
Oh, that is one of my crowning achievements. I have that right up next to my Little League trophies. Made Hershey cry.
Oh dear God.
Just kidding.
We love her. Hershey's amazing. If you guys have never flown with Hershey, she's wonderful. She's a true gem of the community.
Oh, there's so many gems in this community. There's so many great people that are just hanging around in all of the different clans and on at all sorts of different times and in different positions within the community. And it's just, Guns of Icarus is a damn fun game with a damn fine community.
And now back to the subject of the Hephaestus challenge. Kirk.
Yes.
How does it feel like being the leader of one of the most competitive teams in the community right now.
I show it off to all my friends. They don't know what I'm talking about. I'm like, see, this is the list of all the people who compete in Guns Vigorous Online. That's my team. We're number 2 in our division. And they're like, how many people play this game? I'm like, lots.
Shh, we don't talk about that.
It's a big game. There are lots of people. But no, we do have a very competitive scene amongst us where, there's a lot of us who are very passionate about this game. And, we get together and we duke it out amongst ourselves. And, it's a lot of fun. And I'm very, very proud. We put in a lot of hard work this season, and it is definitely showing.
Now, Cake has 2 more matches. Everyone has 2 more matches to play. We go up against BFS in week 8.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, you cannot discount out any team, but BFS has had major struggles this season, rather. We scrim them pretty often.
Yes, we do.
So we know, and yes, the map is starting, guys. We will finish this conversation very, very quickly here. That's not the huge concern, at least in my opinion. The big concern is tomorrow against Holy Roman Army,
who is the one who are beating us out, unless I am mistaken.
Yeah, they're number 1 in the Anvil division right now.
So
it's going to be a very tough match.
Yeah, that's going to be fun times.
Do you have any thoughts on your guys, our match against HRA coming up here?
God have mercy on our souls. No. HRA is a very strong team, and we've been putting in a little bit of extra practice this time around. We're working with some new builds, as we always do. We're going to put our best foot forward and hope for the best, and may the best team win. Let's get to builds.
Go ahead and do the red team for us.
All right. The Ovaries of Species. Wow. Piloted by C. Darwin, which is a flak spire with a Merc top and Artemis mine launcher side. The Fozzie the Pyra, which is piloted by Fox, is your double Gatling with a Banshee.
Every so often, it's so much fun.
With double Banshee sides, yes, it most certainly is. And finally, the VSS Sire Dire, I can't read.
Sire
Dire, piloted by Gibbs Gymnast, which is a Flamer forward, Banshee side, mine launcher back, or Carronade back squid.
Alrighty, we have Lutetia, piloted by Haliaferon. It's a Pyramidion, Hades flank front with Carronade Flamer on the side. We have a Spire, the Orange Meat Stick, piloted by Orangey. He has the Hwacha back on it with Hades, Gat, and Artemis. And we have the Cooking with the Cock. What?
Cooking with the Coke.
The Coke. All right, the Coke, piloted by Melon McCrabbernathi. It's a squid with a Flamer on the front, Banshee on the side, and Carronade on the back. Action has already begun.
Fozzie the Pyra is moving in on that Spire, who's using the Orange Meat Stick, who is using everything he can to possibly get out of here. He is going up quickly.
Fox is matching him, though, really well. And Double Gat, I think it's probably because of really low armor on the Spire, but Double Gat really just eats Spires alive.
Oh, absolutely.
It's so devastating.
Well, the Gat secondary damage is Shatter, which really isn't bad against the hull. I mean, it's not... It's no explosive, it's no fire, but it's not particularly bad.
Ovaries of Species, in the meantime, is getting just handled well by that squid. Flamer going out. Balloon is hurting on the Ovaries of Species. Goodness, Melon doing a great job dealing with that Spire. 2 ships you really don't normally see in competitive play, duking it out there. It looks like, though, oh my goodness, Melon's going to grind out Darwin. That didn't sound very good.
There's going to be lots of ramming, and no one brought impact bumpers.
Oh my God. Fox is going to yell at me for that.
Oh, yes. I mean, that Flame Banshee does have a nice little bifecta going on, and they've got the balloon down. They've got, the balloon's back up. All the components are gone. However, sans 1 engine. Yeah. Oh, I'm looking at the Sire Dire.
Sire Dire is also in a lot of pain right now. Lutetia and Orange Meat Stick doing a number on that ship. There it goes.
Fozzie
Meat Stick getting the kill.
Fozzie is in full reverse. It is, run away from the stench in the trenches. He is getting absolutely out of there as fast as he can, putting a couple gats in the Cooking with the Coke while he can. Ovaries of Species is still kicking, which is admirable.
It looks like Melon's having a tough time finishing off the deal there.
Yeah, I mean, he's having trouble timing that Banshee just properly. He's having it fire, beforehand, afterhand, and actually the double Gatling gets him off of the Spire, which I mean is in no way in prime condition, but alive.
Yeah, I am incredibly impressed that Spire isn't all sorts of dead, but they're not dead, and Vaz the Pier are getting forced backwards pretty quickly. VSS Sire Dire aggressively moving in against the blue team, circling around the Spire as best it can, trying to stay out of arcs.
Ooh, that was a good watch a dodge. Wow.
They didn't get a single break on that squid. That's impressive.
I mean, that squid is doing what squid should do, and it just harassed those ships one at a time, and wow, it actually harassed. That was a heavy flak, ladies and gentlemen. That will mess up your afternoon.
A heavy flak timed when an armor break happens, and bye. Oh, yeah. I see what Fozzie and Darwin are doing. The Fozzie is built specifically to break that armor. Flak comes in, finishes the job. Mind blown.
That is quite the ballsy idea, and it is working for Red Team. They are leading 3-1 right now, and of course the Sire Dire is just being that annoying pest. It's like, hey guys, I'm over here now. Oh, I'm over here now, but you can't leave me alone. I got a flamer. Oh, you're cooking good. And while you're trying to
very good description, a very accurate description of Melon, actually.
Oh,
another sick Melon burn. We're just burning the fruit all over the place.
That sounds kind of dirty.
It does.
And the blue team has retreated to this relative safety of their spawn, and Cooking with the Coke is down just a little bit. However, the red team is hurting in all sorts of directions. I don't think there's anyone who's above half hull.
This is red team is in a very painful spot here. Although they are leading 3-1, the permahulls are going to make this a very interesting next engagement.
Yes. I mean, the red team is at a disadvantage, most definitely. I mean, seriously, they're going into this with half the potential permanent armor that they could have.
Lutetia moving in very quickly and very early. Faz the Pira being the target. Sire Dire moving in along the side to try and flank the Lutetia as it is playing very aggressive, Cooking with the Coke.
Fozzie opening up those gats. Oviaries, you can only imagine. There's no spot on Lutetia, so Oviaries is going to have a hard time sinking that heavy flak.
I'm curious why there isn't a spot.
There's a spot on the Cooking with the Coke. However, the Fozzie has just lost his armor. Flaks are coming in. Oh, that last one just missed.
Oh,
wow. That was a close one.
Lutetia has a pixel of permahull left.
Dire. Oh, rams into the orange meat stick, took him down quite a bit, and they were finished off. The blue offensive is not going the way that they thought it was, or that we essentially predicted. However, Cooking with the Coke is in with the two ships that do rely on each other to succeed, flame locking Fozzie, which if his armor goes down, he's done.
Cooking with the Coke getting hit by that heavy flank and the Artemises on the ovaries of species, but Faz the Pier cannot withstand that firepower. It just wasn't going to happen. Now Cooking with the Coke might have a chance of taking down the ovaries of species.
Oh, not if he runs into that wall like he just did. That was going to destroy all of that squid's momentum, and it took out their balloon, turning them into one giant hull hitbox. They did get that balloon back up, but Oviaries is still, buying time for itself for Fozzie to spawn in right on top of him. Everyone's going to get to their crew positions, and you're going to see that ship burst to life very soon.
Fozzie the Pier has spawned back in and coming in to assist with Cooking with the Coke. Meanwhile, Lutetia and Sire Dire are both duking it out. Meatstick is moving back in, but not in range just yet. Lutetia is running out of time and things to throw at that squid, it seems.
Yeah, and I mean, unfortunately, he is in... he's not in blue spawn, but he is definitely close to blue spawn. So he does appear to be getting out of there, but he's lost about half his engines. He's got very little balloon, very little permahull. There goes the squid that was harassing the Oviaries and the Fozzie. Oviaries is absolutely tanking have been running on very little permit for a very long time.
I'm curious how they're still alive at this point. Lutetia is looking to be the target of those heavy flak shots. If the armor goes down to Lutetia one more time, I don't think they're living through it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Piri, so it's going to take, not a long time, but a while. Oh, I see what he's talking about now. Like, he's got the impact bumpers on even now.
That does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe to sort of, so you can fine tune the direction your ship is pointed so that you turn slower so that you can get more precise shots.
Possibly. That does kind of confuse me.
Yeah, maybe just, I know even me, I've been playing this game, obviously over a year. And I still sometimes leave pilot tools on, much to the distress of my engineers.
Kirk, why do you still have kerosene on? Kirk, why do you still have kerosene on?
Kirk, we're not going anywhere. Yes, we are. We're going to
Narnia.
Taking a venture into our very souls. Okay, I just have to give a quick shout out to Sandy because this is one of the most amazing things I've ever heard. My turner engines were down on a Goldfish, and I said, Sandy, I need those turns up. And he goes, no, you don't. This ship only goes in one direction. Victory. It was like gold.
That's priceless right there.
It was so good. I mean, just the tone, the timing, everything. It was perfect.
Fozzie the Pair getting a really good ram kill there.
Ooh.
On the Lutetia. But now, though, once again, the blue team has pretty fresh permahulls, except for the orange meat stick, which is sitting at about 2/3.
However, red team only needs one more point to win, and you better believe they're going to focus on the orange meat squish.
Yeah, that Spire is just a bit of a delicious target at the moment. Ovaries of species moving in very high. Fozzie the Pira barreling towards that Spire. It looks like
of the blue team. Yeah, they're focusing that Pyre. Ovaries is going to pop through this cloud, have heavy flak range. Now would be the time to take the shot. They're not quite in arc yet, but the hull is still down. Heavy flak is coming in. Just misses. Second one's coming in, but the hull was back up. Fozzie does have his balloon out. However, he's a little bit above the orange meat stick. Come on, heavy flak now. There she goes.
That was gorgeous. Couple misses there, couple late shots, but they get the job done. Great job, red team. They get the win.
Yeah, I think red team, like that was... Oh, they've got B'Elanna. That's how the Spire stayed up for so long.
Yep, it was B'Elanna, Fluffy, and Shadak with Darwin. Oh, that's why they call it the ovaries of species.
Oh!
Wow.
How did we miss that?
I was calling it ovaries the whole time.
I was calling it oviaries or something because I can't read. I mentioned this a couple times.
How do you lead a clan when you can't read?
I have my underlings do the reading for me.
Right.
All of the speeches, I just yell into a tape recorder and yell it and record it back to myself.
There you go. Everyone, thank you so much for being a part of the Iron Fork of Friday this week.
Special birthday edition.
Super birthday edition. Well, I am getting the URL for Fourth Oracle stream typed in chat. Or Kirk, your closing thoughts.
Well, happy birthday to Cake. It's been a great year just going through with all of you. I've seen a couple of you stick around for a long time. A couple of you just signed on very recently. I love you all very much, all equally. You all have a special place in my heart. I've had the most fun with you over this year. 1 year for one game, that's a long time. They pump out a new Call of Duty game every year, and everyone just piles into that one and abandons the old one. And here we are still in Guns Vickers Online. So, thank you very much, Dan, for hosting Iron Forks for us and, sticking around. And just here's to another year.
I love you guys. So I just went ahead and typed out Fourth Oracle stream information in chat. The Metamidian will be starting very shortly. Get over there. Today he has Imagine 42 on. It's going to be a great discussion talking about the Festus Challenge and where we're at right now. The regular season is coming to a close, and that means positions are being locked for the silver and gold leagues. Now, just to finish up the conversation. So, if Cake beats HRA tomorrow, they will have locked in their position for the gold league. HRA and Cake will be the teams that go to the Gold League from Anvil. There's no way that Sky Invading Rhinos or Merry Men could contest that at this point. Unless, let me see here. Actually, there is no way, because neither of them play HRA again at all. So there's no way they could contest that slot. So it would then be Cake and HRA. If we lose to HRA but beat BFS, we will more than likely have the second slot still, but there is a chance we might lose it. It depends upon the Sky Invading Rhinos versus Merry Men game in week 8 as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's on the fence there. But if we beat HRA this weekend, tomorrow, we get in. At that point, we are in Gold League.
Well then.
Imagine that Cake is one of the most competitive teams available right now.
That is crazy when we very recently have been losing everything we've ever shown up to.
Well, shit happens.
Yeah. It just goes to show you. Muse can get their fancy calculating algorithms to figure out how matches are going to end, but it's still nothing to people behind keyboards on airships.
What the hell does that even mean?
What, you haven't heard about the match calculation algorithm?
No.
Oh, essentially, with the Muse matchmaking, they have an algorithm that can, I think, don't quote me on this, but I think it was above 95% accuracy how a match is going to end before it even starts.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's Skynet essentially. Muse also is very much against AI rights, which makes me believe that their program will rise up against them. And I, for one, welcome our new robot overlords.
There you go.
And on that note,
there you go. With that note, get over to Fourth Oracle's channel, guys, twitch.tv/Fourth Oracle. Make sure to check out the YouTube page as well, youtube.com/The Rob and Dan Show. We have archives of so many of the Iron Forks, as well as Hephaestus Challenge and other games that we played. We actually broke the 600 mark on videos on the channel, so we have over 600 videos now on the YouTube page.
Yay.
So much. So much
YouTube.
So for Rob and for Kirk, as well as Oracle, who's normally here, thank you so much for joining us for the Iron Fork of Friday right here on twitch.tv/The Rob and Dan Show and robanddan.tv/live. We'll see you later tonight for the Cake Lobby of Awesome Celebrationness. Until then, though, enjoy the Metamidian. Good night.